Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another Daily Dice, where we ask the dice for message, find out what that is. Remember that these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, and make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links necessary to do so in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading and I will get you out further information. You can follow me on over my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. And if you're interested in becoming a member, there's a link down below where you click on that and it'll show you all the options that I have available as well as the perks that come with each option. So I do hope to see you over on memberships, and if not, thank you for your continued support here. So let's go ahead and hop to it and find out what is today's daily dice. Mice. I don't know what that was coming out, but it was. So we'll leave it open to Source, right? I'm giving Source the floor. What is the daily dice message you have for us today, Source? What is today's daily dice message that you have for us? What messages do you have for my fellow humans? What is today's daily dice message, Source? Alright, so we've got the 12th house, Uranus, and Capricorn energy as we're making all kinds of noise. And it's really windy today, so if you notice the camera shaking more than usual, that is why. I cannot help it. I live in an RV, for those of you that might not know. And yeah, so sometimes the elements do create a lot of havoc, and if it's not the elements why the camera's shaking, it can be myself, or it can even be the dogs running around in the RV. So it's always fun and games. We have this energy of paying attention to the illusions in your life. Okay, like that's where the biggest change will come. The things that you are telling yourself that you can't change, then the question becomes why? Why can't I change that? Like, what is the reason that I'm telling myself that I can't change that? It doesn't mean that it's not valid, okay? It's just saying to understand that reason is opening a door for you to understand the options that are available to you in order to make a change. Okay, and this will take some time, effort, patience, and discipline in order to do so. But this is just a really, really loud message coming through here. The energy is pay attention to the red flags. You know, we're human and we get so easily distracted, especially in this day and age where everything is bombarding us. We never sit in silence. Like, we always have something going on. We're either distracted by our phones, or we're distracted by TV and movies, or we're distracted by eating because there's nothing else to do, or, you know, we're not focused on just spending time understanding the circumstance and the situations that we're in. It's much easier to run away by distracting ourselves. And I am guilty of this too. This is not just a message for you. I can absolutely feel it. But it's just a reminder that there's purpose for us paying attention to the illusions that are in our lives. And really, the whole 3D world is an illusion. It's not reality. It is our reality to manipulate those things outside of us. And manipulation is such a weird word right here in this, but it's not with any ill intent. It's truly coming into this place of understanding that we get the opportunity to manifest what we want in our lives. But if we continue to believe in the illusions, we'll never let go enough to make space for something new to come in. And so your greatest change is when you take a moment and you look at the illusions of life and you say, okay, why am I stuck here? Why am I stagnant here? Why don't I have options? Why can't I change? Why can't I leave? Why can't I stop doing this? Why can't I do this instead? Whatever it is that you feel is the excuse or the reason, okay? Open yourself up to the why of that. And go deeper. Like, keep asking why. Whatever answer you give yourself, keep asking why until you find out the truth of that situation. They call it 7 levels deep. This is a practice done in psychology as well as spiritual journey. If you go 7 levels deep, which means that every time you give yourself an answer, ask why, but record it down on a piece of paper. right? Like, why don't I have any options? And then when you answer that, say like, well, why is that? And then when you answer that, but make sure you write it down so you can see it as it plays out. But this message is coming in saying you have to actually put the hard work with the Capricorn energy here so that you can receive the changes with Uranus, okay? It's unorthodox. It's something different than what you would normally do. They're asking you to go a different direction than what you would normally do, which might be shadow work. This is just saying, like, we're not trying to do shadow work. We're trying, and I love this, we're trying to be open-minded here. Objectivity and learning. We're trying to learn about ourselves, okay? This isn't really shadow work. This isn't necessary for shadow work. This is about you reconnecting to yourself and the magnificent soul that's within you, right? You've done a lot of shadow work. You've healed a lot of the hardships that you've gone through, and that's great. But right now, what we really, really, really want you to focus on is what you can do to set yourself free with Freedom and Horse here. What you can do, not what you can't do, but what you can do. But sometimes the only way to figure out what you can do is by learning and understanding why you think you can't. And then you'll find an answer. And we have Ant Spirit flipping over here with time to collaborate. Get in touch with your spirit guides. Get in touch with your ancestors. Get in touch with your angels. Get in touch with Source, the Holy Spirit, with God, with the gods, the goddesses, whatever it is that you spend time praying to. Get in touch with that energy. Get in touch with that so that it can give you guidance. Clear out the clutter. Exactly. This is that energy. We're letting things go. There's stuff that's holding on that it's just not serving us, but sometimes we just get so used to being in that energy. We've grown so accustomed to it. You know, we don't realize we're holding on to it until we actually take time to focus and pay attention to our surroundings. This is something that could make you angry, okay? This is something that could really make you feel frustrated. And we're not looking at the frustration side of things. That's definitely shadow work. That's a trigger that needs to be dealt with, right? That's something that we need to look at. If I'm angry about doing this, if I'm angry about going through this journey, like, what is that? And finding out the shadow side of that. But there's some sort of reflection that needs to be had here and having let go of why. And I feel like it's like there's a feeling that's coming through saying like, well, you're basically invalidating my feelings. And no, not at all. Not at all. And that's not what Source is trying to do either. Like, your feelings are very valid, but sometimes we get so attached to our feelings and we identify with our feelings that even when opportunities come up to allow us to move on from something that we've been holding on to, we're so attached to that outcome and we're so attached to that idea that we don't have anything that we completely miss it. And it's just because we don't know any better, right? And it's just because we're so attached to that identity of ourselves. So there's reflection here that's coming in, but they're saying here that there's no reason to feel upset. And especially here, this card really does talk about this is caused by Source. This reflection, this time of you looking into your life and into yourself, it's not from any outside circumstances. This is literally Source coming in and playing a hand in your life saying, okay, we need to redirect you over here. All right. And it can cause a lot of volatility in life. It can create a lot of hostile energy because it's like, I don't want to go over there. Like, you take your over there and shove it because I don't want to go, you know, and that's human. That's human of us. That's something that we tend to do as humans, and that's okay. But it's important for us to remember to not get stuck, you know, just like when we have things that happen to us, hardships. It's important for us to not stay stuck in those hardships, right? That's part of the journey and learning how to move on beyond those things, right? We have, look, Superb Fairy Wren. Okay, we have infidelity is in the air. That is an interesting energy. I was not picking up on that before, and now it's here on the bottom. Right? And so there could be something that happens with someone where they do betray your trust here. And you're like, what the heck is going on? Like, why did this happen? And again, it's Source just redirecting. And sometimes that is the worst feeling on the face of the planet is when Source redirects us. Right? It's like, why? I was comfortable there. And that's really the why. Like, we're not meant to be comfortable. We're meant to have peace and harmony. But that's not That is an entirely different thing from being comfortable, okay? But sometimes we have a tendency to put those two things together. Oh, to be comfort means I have peace and harmony. No, 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 that doesn't. Usually when you're comfortable, it just means that you're not willing to go outside of your comfort zone, which means that you've settled, right? And so there's a lot of difference here. So you're going to have to reach out to others. You're going to have to connect with others here. There's something that's really hard right now that's coming through. Things are just difficult now. You need space to sort out your feelings to know what to do. So again, what they said, we're not saying that your feelings don't matter. Your feelings are very important here. That is a part of shadow work for you. But what we want to understand, and we want you to understand, is why you're telling yourself that I can't leave. I have no place to go. I have no other options. I have to stay here because. Whatever your because is, why is that? Like, why are you so attached to that? We have Mars, move forward and defend self. So there's going to be a lot of unhappy times. And I'm not here to bring the bear. I'm not the bearer of bad news. That's not what this is. It's just they're saying, like, this could even just be past situations. You're getting out of a past situation and trying to understand it. And they want you to know that we're trying to bring you into a place of remembering how powerful you are with Mars energy here. Okay? Staying grounded is so important here with groundedness. Okay? With Armadillo. 7 is all about changing what it is that you're doing so that you can bring luck into your life. We see this. There's a lot of change, right? These 3 energies together are not that good. Like, it's just not. Uranus brings change, and Uranus is very different from everything else, right? It's connected to Aquarian energy. Aquarians are the trendsetters of the zodiac. They do things very differently. Okay, you have Capricorn it's connected to Saturn, which is the planet of tough love. You have someone who's very harsh, very cold sometimes, focused on the goal. They don't deter from that. They just stay one-minded towards the end. Then you have the 12th house connected to Pisces energy and Neptune, which is the land of illusions and dreams. So it can be a good thing, but it can equally be a harsh thing here. And that's what I'm saying is, like, these are very difficult energies. We're seeing that here. This is a hard time that you're going through, but it is for purpose. There's a redirect here that's necessary to your growth, to your unfoldment. I love that they brought up the lotus flower here, because it's showing that the lotus flower can only thrive in an environment that is full of mud and guck and yuckiness. That's the only way that it thrives. It has to grow up through the bottom of the pond so that it can reach the top and unfold and show its beauty to the world. Sometimes we have to go through the hardships in order for us to see the beauty that resides within. Your bird card is Emperor Penguin, small steps. I cannot lead to a profound metamorphosis. And didn't I say that at the beginning, that there's going to be a metamorphosis? Oh, I swear I said that. If it wasn't on this reading, then it must have been on another reading. But it's been within the last hour. I can promise you that. What the heck is happening here? Small steps lead to a profound metamorphosis. This is profound change, okay? One foot in front of the other. They're not expecting you to run into success as soon as it happens. That's never been the purpose of that. What do we have on the bottom? Look, the dark side. Your dark side keeps you from enjoying the love you have. Don't let it steal your joy. Okay? So we know that you can do the shadow work. We know that you're familiar with the shadow work. But sometimes we get so used to residing in the shadow work, we actually lose sight of the bigger picture. And so they want you to step out and regain a sense as to why you started this journey, why you want things to be different, why you want things to be headed in a different direction. And when you ask that question to yourself, you will be amazed at the answers that you receive from your higher intuitive self, okay? I'm so sorry that this is the reading today, but I have to go with what's coming through. Source had a very important message to get out, and I'm giving you a big, gigantic hug, okay? A big energy hug. Know that you are loved and supported, and sometimes this life is just full of difficult moments, But when you measure them all together, they still equal very beautiful experiences, okay? So if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little diamond emoji down below and say, I form under pressure and hardships into the beautiful diamond that I am. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. But until next time. Oh, I want to take a quick second to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.